What I have done, and as you can see, I've taken, they've got upgraded charge air cooler piping on it, but what I've done is I've gone and taken this pipe off, and as you will see, there is some antifreeze right there. Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. Glad you could join me. Today we have, or this afternoon actually, we have a 2016. It's the Ford Powerstroke. It is the 2016 model. I think I said that. Not real high mileage. 150,235 miles. The complaint that this customer had was he was losing coolant out of his secondary antifreeze system, and the secondary antifreeze system is this right here. As you can see, this thing is just a real small tank, and then but it's low, there's nothing in there. So this thing has two cooling systems, which this one here deals with the engine cooling. Some other parts, I think, I'm not 100% sure what all it does without looking it up. The secondary cooling system deals with like the fuel cooler, the EGR cooler, the charge air cooler, I think maybe a transmission cooler, maybe an engine cooler, not 100% sure. I haven't had to work on these in a while. So it has two cooling systems and they are separate from each other. So he is losing coolant out of here. No external leaks, didn't make a mess anywhere. So there's two things. Oh, and the other problem he had, sometimes when it would sit and idle, when he'd go to take off, he'd have white smoke blowing out of the tailpipe. He was originally losing about a gallon or so every, I think he said maybe at a gallon every couple months, but now he's going through about a gallon a week, and to the point that he needs to get it fixed. So what I have done, and as you can see, I've taken, they've got upgraded charge air cooler piping on it, but what I've done is I've gone and taken this pipe off, and as you will see, there is some antifreeze right there. So we have a charge air cooler that is that's cracked internal. So this thing has, for those of you that don't understand how these work, a lot of times they'll have a charge air cooler which cools down the air, comes out of the turbo, comes into this charge air cooler here, comes back out, and comes into here. A lot of them, the majority of them, like Cummins and the Duramax, will use a cooler up front here where it'll blow through here, and then it uses air to air, and some people call it the air to air cooler, but this is a water to air. So this thing uses water to cool down the air that's coming out of here, because obviously this is coming out right by the exhaust there. It gets heated up pretty good. Colder air is denser, make more power, so cools it down with antifreeze. So it uses this secondary system to cool that air down. Now you know how it works. So now we have air coming out of the turbo, blowing out through here. It is just sending that antifreeze right in through the motor, and it's burning antifreeze in through the motor. Hasn't damaged it yet, but guarantee you, if it leaks bad enough, it could hydrolock this motor when it's running, which is not good. Can damage the motor. You can also have a leak from the EGR cooler, which is what I was thinking possibly could have happened. You can take this temperature sensor out right here. This is right where it goes back into the intake. You can take that temperature sensor out of there, see if it's wet, and then start it up, you know, see if there's anything that any antifreeze that comes blowing past there. But easiest way is to take this clip, and a lot of these will have a plastic hose here. This is an updated one, obviously. So you just take this steel clip out, pull this thing back, and as you can see right there, we have antifreeze. The only place that that can come from is right there, unless the turbo is passing a lot of antifreeze. But pretty sure it's that thing there. I don't, the turbo is very, like, I've never heard of that happening. But the charge air cooler, gonna get a new one ordered, and we'll get that replaced. That should fix his problem. I'll bring you back whenever we get that in. Hey, we got our part in. It is a genuine Ford Motorcraft part. Yes, nice, shiny. All right, let's get this thing out of here. I've went ahead and removed the battery. You'll need to remove that. I did pull this up out of the way. I'll probably go over and unhook the other battery. Not very wise to leave it hooked up because, you know, this thing's still hot. Drain this. I went ahead and drained this down because we're gonna have to not necessarily remove, but we're gonna have to take this off and kind of flip it up out of the way so we can get this thing up out of here. There is a bolt right here and a bolt down here, and then that thing just lifts right out of there. We're going to have to remove this hose and this hose, and then we'll go ahead and take these two pipes loose, and that thing should just lift right up out of there. So yeah, let's go ahead and unhook that other battery, unhook the negative. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, really. Not that difficult at all. So let's get you guys sitting here where you guys can see. I'm gonna go ahead and unhook that battery, and then I will be back. All right, antifreeze is drained, battery's unhooked. Let's go ahead and remove this here. I'll go ahead and take this steel clip out of here, and I'm gonna set that right down there, and this should just slide right off of there. All right, now let's go ahead and get that hose clamp off. We'll get this one off, and let's take these loose. All right, let's go ahead, get this thing loosened from here. Come loose, please. Hey, please come loose. There we go. Might make a little bit of a mess, not much. Not a whole lot of oil left in there, or oil. Not a whole lot of antifreeze left in there. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and we will remove this one down here. Like I say, these are very much upgraded. The factory ones are plastic, made out of plastic. They break. They actually come loose, break right there. So there's that out of the way. Okay, now push these clips back. It should, in theory, just slide right out of there. In theory. Ah, come on. There. Okay, now. There we go. All right, we're draining that into a pan down below. All right, let's go ahead, get this loose. I think we can go ahead and remove this without having to, never mind. We're gonna have to remove it up here No problem. No worries. Alright. So you guys can see maybe where I'm at here. Up here. Let's go ahead and get that down off of there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now put you guys back up here so that you can see and hear me grunt. Actually, you know what? You guys are going to want to be over here where you can see the everything here. How about that, huh? Yeah, that's what we want. Never mind, that's going to be a 13, I think. 13 millimeter. I need to put my tools away. It's been a crazy week. Very crazy week. Got a tree truck out there that was headed south for disaster cleanup, and it's here broke down because they were on the interstate right on my exit. So guess who gets to fix it? Somebody that does not have time, but it is what it is. Okay, there we go. That's simple, guys. Not that hard. Okay, now let's go ahead and place our new one in there. Nice and shiny. We like shiny parts. Really? Line that up. Line that one up. Grab our radiator cap that we dropped. Okay, now tighten this up. And this one needs an extension. Solid. Alright, we're gonna have to get our clips off of the old one there. Come over here to the old one. Go ahead and pull this out of here. So we just kind of pry that over, and it comes right off. Looks like my battery's dying. Put a new battery in, I'll be back. Woohoo, new battery. Okay. Now, let's get you guys back over here. Let's put this clip back on. There we go. Line that up. It's on there. All right, now we gotta put our pipe back on. Get you guys to where you won't fall. Okay. This is a tight fit. Tight like a tiger. As I think Ray would say. Somebody on YouTube says that I watch. Tight like a tiger. Oh, yeah, we're gonna need to loosen that a little. Slide that on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now go ahead and plug that back in. Put this. Ooh, that's tight. And you should hear a firm click here. You know, I think I kind of overstretched this one here a little. Kind of get things back in line here. There we go. Oh, she's solid. Okay, now make sure that this hose is in there correctly, which it is. Come on. Very little lip there to catch on, so we got a certain. Okay, yep, it's starting to squish out a little, so we're good. All right, now we need this hose placed, which needs this thing here. Come on, get in there. All right, now this one needs to be here. Trying not to scratch this nice sinister diesel piece here. I know you guys are a little out of focus there. In a little bit of a time crunch here, and I'm trying to get this done real quick. As you can see, we're gonna tighten that one, and then we'll come down here, tighten this one right there. Okay, be back when that's done. All right, that is done. Put this hose back on, slide that hose back into place. Perfect. Okay, checking our O-ring here. And it still looks good. Okay, we can replace that thing. I don't have any here, or I would replace it. Shame on me. Okay, that's tight, 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 tight. Battery ready to go in. As you can see, it's not much to it. So we'll put our battery in, hook this thing all up, fill our two systems. The Motorcraft, Ford used to have orange in these. They have switched to a gold, I believe, gold, clear, kind of, yeah, something like that. That's supposed to be compatible with the orange, so you can dump it in with the orange and it won't hurt anything. But yeah, so if you have orange, Ford no longer sells the orange. You got to go with the yellow, or I think it's yellow actually, or maybe it's gold, I'm not sure. But either way, the new stuff that they've got will interchange with the orange. I'll be back once I get the battery replaced. We'll get this thing refilled with antifreeze, and then we'll go for a test drive. Alrighty folks, we're back. We've filled the systems with antifreeze, and now we're gonna go out and take this thing on a little test drive and see what it do. There's really not a whole lot of testing, just I don't think so, because it would have to sit and idle for a while before it would smoke white. So we could let it sit and idle for a while and just see if it, you know, checks out. But we seen the antifreeze in there, so yeah, I feel very confident we fixed the problem. I'll put you guys up here so you can see where we're going. But you know, I don't think I ever told you guys, but it's got 150,235.7 miles on the clock. 450, F450. Let's take this thing on a spin, get the thing up to temperature, and make certain that we have bled all of the air from the system. And yeah, see what we get. It runs good, drives good. And we'll get it up to operating temperatures, and then we'll allow a cool down cycle that will verify that we have bleeded all the air from the system. Therefore we can top it off after it cools off. We can top off the fluids and we should be good to go. So yeah, it seems to be running good. There's no smoke coming from the tailpipe. Got good boost, very responsive. Rides pretty good for a 450, but I believe it is has an air system on it. It looks like, and that's an auxiliary fuel tank. Words are hard for me today for some reason. But yeah, it is gorgeous here in Illinois tonight. You just can't beat some of the sunsets here in Illinois. For all the problems that Illinois has, which, no offense to you guys in Chicago, but originates a lot from Chicago and Springfield. No offense to you guys in Springfield, but we'll leave it at that. Yeah, Illinois is beautiful, gorgeous. I love it. It's flat. Your dog can run away. The next morning you can get up and still see him going. So yeah, it's flat. I love it. Hard to beat it, especially in September. Let's get this truck turned around here. We're coming up to temperature now. I think we'll get her back to the shop, park it. Well, we'll check for leaks first, but we'll park it and should be good to go. Watching our camera there, backing into this drive, waiting for traffic. Ooh, hey sir, I sell headlights. You need a headlight, I sell them. Yeah, I mean, just look at this view. Yeah, sunsets. Anyway, I want you guys to go down there, tap that like button, share this video if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. I know I say it every time, but I'd sure like for you to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Doesn't cost you guys a thing, and it helps me out a lot. Until the next time, we'll catch you later. Have a great day. So I decided I'm going to test this charge air cooler here. Excuse my dirty sink. But starting to put a little bit of water in there. We'll reach in here in our shower here. Get the Dawn soap out of there. Don't judge me. Sometimes it takes a lot of water, a lot of soap to get clean. All right, let's go ahead and put a little dab of Dawn soap in there. Let's fill this thing up with water. We'll get this thing set up out on our workbench. Get a little, get the suds all worked out of here, but I don't know if I can pick this thing up with just one hand here. I think we got her. Got her. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let this those suds there, kind of settle down a little bit. We will, it looks like I better add some more water to it. But we're gonna fill this thing all the way up to about right there. And we're gonna see if we get some bubbles coming out of there. So I'm gonna fill my gallon jug with water. We'll fill that thing up to the brim there. Put a little air pressure in there and see what happens. You think we fix it? Huh? Alright, we got, oh, right down on my shoes. Better than down inside my shoes. Let's get this thing, get some water added to this thing, and you got a little wet too, didn't you? All right, set you guys over here. All right, the big question is, did we accurately diagnose this thing? Applying a little pressure now. Whoa! Well, that's a little too much pressure. Okay. Let's see. Major failure. If I can get you guys settled in here where you won't fall. Okay, yeah, I think you should be able to see that there. Okay, so watch down in there. We automatically see bubbles arising. See that? See that? That's not supposed to be like that. Oh yeah. I don't know why that makes me so happy. Probably because, you know, it was a correct diagnosis. But yeah, okay. So that's where our air and water were mixing, is somewhere in here. It's cracked on the inside, of course. So yeah. All right, cool.